Welcome. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to write AI content that ranks on Google that makes you money. It's going to be a complete AI blogging tutorial, and it's a simple, not easy, 3-step process, right? It's going to take me like half an hour to explain this and to go over every single step. But trust me, if you watch this from beginning to end, there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to produce content with AI, rank it on Google, and of course, most importantly, make money with that content. So first things first is, let me go over the outline of this course or tutorial, right? It's three steps, I guess. First is how to find the right keywords to target. We're gonna go over the keyword matrix. Now, this sounds simple, right? But there's a lot of nuance to it. So it's quite important that you watch all this through the end. Then, how to actually produce ROI positive content, right? Content that has a positive return on investment. So if you're investing, I don't know, $100 in producing content, you want to make sure that you make at least $100 back, right? Whether that's by selling your product or services, you want to make sure that it has a positive ROI. That's then with prompting, right? Whether you use ChatGPT or any other AI generation tool, you want to make sure that you nail down prompting so that the content produced is ROI positive. And we're going to go over exactly how to do that. Then, how to actually leverage AI as a technology to automate 99.9% of the process. That is the keyword research, then the content generation, then the content publishing, content syndication to your social media platforms, and of course also content indexing. Because if your articles or if your content isn't indexed in Google, it's not really that valuable, right? So let's first start with step one, how to find the right keywords to target. And this is super, super important. Oftentimes people just skip this, but if I had to say, it's the most important step in the whole of SEO and blogging in AI, right? So what do I mean by this? What do I mean by this matrix? So first things first is you have to put, before I draw anything, you have to put yourself in the customer's shoes, right? Whether you're a plastic surgeon, whether you own a dog grooming business, whether you sell gardening supplies online, right? Whether that's a physical or a product or a service, you have to put yourself in the customer's shoes and think, okay, if I were a customer for my own business, if I were to go on Google, this is Google, and search for something in the search bar, right? What would I be searching for if I wanted to buy what my business sells? This is a great exercise to do if you're just starting out and trying to figure out what keywords you want to rank for, because you'll notice that you'll find hidden gems that only you as the business owner and the person that knows the business in and out and the niche better than anyone else, better than any SEO agency out there or any person you hire, right? You know better than anyone else what keywords and what a potential customer would be searching for to buy something off of you, right? And this starts with building what I call the keyword matrix, right? And in the y-axis, we have what is called BY, that's buyer intent. And in the x-axis, we have traffic. Now, before I explain to you how this matrix works and how you can and need to apply this to your business, let me first go over what BI is, buyer intent. Let's say, for example, I have a business, we repair iPhones, right? We have a physical business where people come in to repair their phones, right? Broken phones, right? Now, I can rank my site on Google for a bunch of keywords. Let's say I rank my site and people come in from keywords that are from blog posts, or my site is ranking for example, where to repair my iPhone, or how much does it cost to repair an iPhone, right? But I'm also getting traffic in from people searching for how to repair an iPhone. Now, let's say for this niche in specific that the keyword how to repair an iPhone gets 10,000 searches per month, right? That's a lot of searches per month, right? And let's say also that the keywords where or how much only get 1,000 searches per month, right? Now, you might look at this and think, let's just start at these ones, right? 10,000 people, unique people searching for how to repair an iPhone per month. It's the same niche as mine. I want to just rank my site for that and I'm going to make millions, right? The reality is that the intent of buying, the buyer intent for where or how much is much higher than the buyer intent for how. People searching for where to repair an iPhone or how much does it cost to repair an iPhone, they're much more likely to want to pay someone to do it for them. While someone searching for example, how to repair an iPhone, most likely we can assume that they want to do it themselves, right? And so it's likely that you are able to convert, by converting I mean having clients that actually pay you money to fix their phones, much more likely to convert people or these 1,000 people to pay you, or like for 10 out of 1,000 people to pay you, than for example 10 out of 10,000 people to pay you, right? Because, of course, people searching for how to repair an iPhone, if they read through an article or view a video and they see it's very, very complicated, you can, of course, maybe sell some people to actually hire you to actually build work on the phone for them because they see it's complicated. And this, by the way, applies to any niche, right? Dog grooming, for example, if you have an article on dog grooming, right? If they see it's super complicated, they just forget it and just pay you to do it for them, right? Now, if, for example, you have an e-commerce store where you sell dog grooming products, right? You could write articles and you could rank for how to groom a dog or groom a golden retriever and insert your products there and have links to your Shopify store to convert some of these people, right? But what you got to figure out is for your industry, for your niche, what keywords have the highest buyer intent? What keywords is someone searching on Google that have the highest likelihood of them becoming a customer, whether that's for a service or a product. And that's super, super important. That's the very first thing you want to do. You have to do, because you don't want to commit the mistake of targeting the wrong keywords and then you're just spending time and money and effort and it's going to all be pointless, right? And what this matrix tells you is to not focus on keywords here. These are low buyer intent, low traffic keywords, right? And these ones as well, these are low buyer intent, high traffic keywords, right? This is what we call generic keywords, right? For example, a simple one, how high is the Eiffel Tower? Or I guess that works as well, right? How high is the Eiffel Tower? And that's a super informational based type of keyword, very high traffic because there are a lot of people wanting to know how high it is, but it's very, very low buyer intent. Because if you were, I guess, to want to rank for how high is the Eiffel Tower, maybe you would want to sell people on mini Eiffel Tower structures they could buy, I guess, but it's such a competitive keyword, so with so much traffic, and the buyer intent just isn't there, right? So you want to target keywords here and here, right? These are high buyer intent, low traffic. These are the best ones because low traffic, they're easy to rank for. There's not much competition, right? These are what we call the low hanging fruit keywords, super buyer intent and low traffic, and these ones as well, right? High traffic, high buyer intent. These ones are harder to rank for, but because of course they have high traffic, and the higher the traffic, the higher the competition as well, right? But you want to build this matrix and you want to figure out and place your keywords throughout the matrix and figure out, okay, forget about all these keywords, forget about all these ones as well, and just leverage these ones right here. Because again, it's all about buyer intent, right? How can you produce content? How can you put yourself in the customer's shoes and think, okay, if I were to be a potential customer of my own business, what would I search for that had a high likelihood of me wanting to buy whatever it is that I'm selling? Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully this example for the iPhone repair shop made sense. But again, this can be applied to any type of business, right? Just put yourself in your business shoes, I guess, and try to do this same exercise. Because it's very, very, very important, right? Because again, if you skip this process, I mean, if we think about this as a pyramid, right, at the bottom, there's the keyword research, right? And then of course, there's the content creation or generation, then the content publishing, right? If you don't nail this down, these two won't work, right? It's almost as if you were building the pyramid upside down with and we just tumble down, right? So do this as a very first exercise. It is super, super important. Now you can use ChatGPT to come up with keywords. You can even use this tool called Journalist AI, which by the way, I own, full disclosure. Go here to keyword monitors, just add your site right here, add your country, add your language, and it will spit out keywords, right, that you could target, right, with the respective monthly searches and difficulty. And if I go here, for example, I can see, and I can try to find buyer intent keywords. For example, this one right here, vegetable growing kit. Someone searching, by the way, a Shopify store in the garden niche, someone searching for a vegetable growing kit, most likely is someone that wants to buy one for them or for someone else. This is a very, very high buyer intent keyword. If we were to do the matrix again, we would place this one because it has only 110 searches around here, right? Low traffic, high buyer intent. It's a very, very good keyword target, right? Again, if you were in this niche. And you can use this tool. I mean, you can use Google itself. So if you just go on google.com real quick, and if my niche is, for example, gardening, right? I'll just do gardening supplies, right? It's very generic. But if you scroll down here, right, Google gives you a list of keywords, right? A list of related searches people are searching for. Best gardening supplies, used gardening supplies, indoor gardening supplies online, right? You can click these ones and build out these new searches again, keep on scrolling down and find new keyword ideas, right? Again, Google is free, can help you out. ChatGPT is free as well, can help you out as well, or just use a paid tool, which is quite easy, like Journalist AI. Now, if you were to use ChatGPT, one thing you could do, I would recommend you use ChatGPT 4, which has the ability to connect to the internet. It's quite smarter. As of today, as the 19th of February, there's not ChatGPT 5 yet, but if you're watching this later online, most likely there is. But you can use this tool and say, for example, search my competitors' sites and put A or competitor A, actually put the URL B and C, and give me a list of keywords they are targeting inside of their content, right? You can come up with ways and clever ways to do this. I have a video on this channel on how to actually leverage ChatGPT, and I'll go over it slowly. But this is a great way, right? Because if the AI go through their site and sees they're using flower garden kit, a lot of times, most likely they're wanting to target those keywords, right? Again, I know this doesn't really help out this in specific for ChatGPT, but if you want to tutorial on ChatGPT, I'll have it. I have it on the channel, but just know that there's several ways to figure out what keywords you should be targeting. The best way, though, I think, is to, again, you as a business owner, you know better than anyone else what would you as a potential customer be searching for on Google. So that's the very best way. And again, do that exercise and build your keyword matrix. Now, how to actually produce ROI positive content. Now, the ROI positive content, of course, stems from the keywords you choose. Again, you got to choose the buyer intent keywords, because buyer intent keywords, buyer, are keywords that articles will be ranking for that lead to purchases of either a service or a product. Now, how does this work, right? It's all about prompting, right? Whether you use ChatGPT or Journalist AI, I'm going to use Journalist AI right now because it's easier. If you go here to generate articles, right? This is all of the input you have to give the AI, and the better the input, the better the output. Again, you can use ChatGPT, you can use whatever you want. I just like to use AI because it is a technology that is able to, it provides us with the tools and the systems to do things faster, okay? So how do I actually prompt this, right? The whole thing about AI, right? The whole thing about being able to produce, this is an article, by the way, written content with AI, is all about having someone read through the article and then having them purchase something. Again, so all about the money in the end, all about positive ROI. Now, how do we actually make people purchase stuff, right? First things first is, of course, it's all about brand, right? You need to have a beautiful site, a beautiful brand. People need to feel that they're in love with whatever it is that you're selling, right? And that stems from having rich articles, right? Articles with featured images, tailored to what the content is about. A table of contents where people can click and skim through the article fast and go to exactly what they want to learn. Be fast, right? You don't want to have people have to skim through the article to find what they want to learn about, right? Because otherwise, if they find what they want in seconds, you're just going to click off your site and go to the one ranking second, right? So make sure you give people what they want fast. That's why, for example, with this tool, you're able to, and even if you use ChatGPT, ask it to generate key takeaways. For example, these are our articles in the dog grooming niche. We give key takeaways in the beginning, so people know, okay, what does this article actually talk about? Give them this, right? Give them all of this, right? Also give them the table of contents so you can read through and see, okay, what do I want to learn? Because if you don't give them the table of contents, if you don't give them the key takeaways, they're going to be skimming through this and it's going to be frustrating and just going to click off and click the guys in second, right? But then the second thing, of course, is make the article rich, right? Rich in images, rich in in-article videos, in bullets, tables, quotes, internal links, link out to other articles of yours, link out to your blog page, link out to your homepage, link out to your contacts page. So as you see here, this is a article that I want to read, right? How to groom a golden retriever, right? Has a weird image right here because it's made with AI, but you can use non-AI images if you like. This one is AI and it looks good as well. How to groom a golden retriever has a table of contents here. I'm engaged. I can see in-article images. I have here internal links. In this case, it's an external linking out to, actually, yeah, this is an internal link. For some reason, the site isn't working, but internal links. There's bullets, there's quotes, there's tables. It's easy on the eye to read. In-article images. There's also, again, in-article, as I saw here, videos. Again, not just some random videos. These are videos that are tailored to what the content is about. Of course, this is a video on grooming your golden retriever, and of course, the article is on golden retriever grooming. So again, the article is engaging. There's it's in written form as well, but there's complementary stuff that engages the user, right? Super, super, super important. Now this sounds basic, but in common sense, but common sense isn't that much common sense at times, okay? So that's the second thing, right? Make it engaging. Now, how do you actually do this? Again, if you go here to generate articles, and I'll go with this one by one, and this is how I do it, is of course you first select how many articles you want, right? Let's just do one for now. Now, You, of course, won't add videos to your articles, right? This will depend on your niche, but it's yet another visual element, another way in which you can sell people, show your face, show your product, show who you are, what you do, why you do it, right? If it is a physical product, it's great to show it in action. For example, let's say you are a plastic surgeon. Maybe add a video of you doing it before and after the surgery, right? People like to see visual stuff, right? Don't just have a boring column of text. That's boring. So add videos, right? Add images, right? Add featured images, add in-article images, right? You can have use stock or Google images. You can even use your own brand's custom images or AI-based images. By the way, speaking of this, speaking of custom images and using your brand's images, you want to do this. Actually, I'll go over that in a second here. Now, moving on to external linking, right? If, for example, you're writing an article about finance, right? It's an article about finance, right? Talks about the best stocks to buy in 2024, whatever, right? You want to make sure there's links scattered throughout the article, linking to authority sources in the niche that back up your claims. Maybe linking out to Wikipedia, maybe linking out to TechCrunch, Bloomberg, right? Or Investopedia. All of these are authoritative publications in your niche that give more authority to your piece, to your article. Super important. You just do this by enabling this right here. Now, there's a bunch of stuff you can do here with rules and all that. I won't like to dip into this. There's a whole video on the channel on exactly how to do it, but enable this, right? Have external links. Then internal linking, right? Add your sitemap right here. For example, this one right here, add my sitemap, test and preview links. If you add your sitemap right here, right? All these links that you here are all pages on my site. So when the AI writes the article, right, it's going to have also links, right, scattered throughout the article, linking out to other blog posts of mine, right, linking out to other pages of mine in a way that makes sense, because we want to make sure that we keep the user engaged, keep them reading the articles, and if they find a paragraph that they like with an internal link there that links out to other pages on our site, they read more of our content. They're getting more introduced to our brand. They get immersed in our brand. That's why both external and internal links are so important. You shouldn't neglect them, right? Then in the structure, right, this is where you can enable and disable all these sections. You can even select the article length, and you can automate your headings or not. Now, this section right here, the call to action section, is very important, right? Because your whole goal, again, is to make the articles be ROI positive, right? You want to convert into customers as many people as you can, right? And by doing this, the way you can do this is have at the bottom of your articles, at each articles, a section that links out to either your products, right, or your services. For example, if you're a plumber, to a link to booking a call. If you sell gardening supplies, a link to your Shopify store checkout, right? And by adding your site right here, we'll automatically add an H3, a paragraph down here, a fully written paragraph that takes into account everything that was written before and builds out this paragraph, again, tailored and in line with what the article is about, that has a soft call to action to your product or service. Super important, because you gotta give it as many cues as possible for people to buy your product, right? Super important here. Then you can play around with the formatting and enable and disable all these sections. Knowledge, you can connect this to the web, which I recommend, right? You want to be producing up-to-date content, right? And depending on your niche, the more or less important this will be, but you want to make sure that your content is up to date. Now, here, a very important one, knowledge base. What you want is to have brand tailored content. You don't want to be generating generic AI content. You want content that's brand tailored, content that's generated with AI, but uses your own brand's mannerisms, your own brand's tone of voice, your brand's images. So that's tailored to your brand, right? You want to make sure that the AI understands your brand and then builds out content based on that. And what you can do essentially, if we think about your brand as which has a multitude of assets, right? Your website is an asset, your LinkedIn page is an asset, your YouTube channel, any text documents or audio documents, all these stuff, these are all brand assets, right? And what you do is you're connecting your brand with, in this case, with this AI called Journalist AI, and the Journalist AI is able to produce brand-tailored content, again, with your own brand's images, brand's mannerisms, brand's tone of voice, non-generic ChatGPT-like content, essentially. So that's hyper important, right? Because in the age of AI, brands are going to win, right? Brands that people identify themselves with are going to win, right? And each brand has a unique brand, I guess, to themselves, right? Each brand is unique, right? And the content you produce should be unique to your brand, shouldn't be generic, right? So that's why this is a very important step right here. And then content, you can generate content in over 150 different languages. This is very important, right? And speaking about ROI, what a lot of people do that use and leverage these AI tools, again, this is all related with being ROI positive, is producing content for different markets. Let me give you an example. Let's say I have a Shopify store that sells gardening supplies international, right? I sell to the whole of Europe, I sell to Spain, I sell to Portugal. I sell to Italy, right? I sell to France, I sell to all these different countries, right? Now, what you can do with this AI, and even ChatGPT, AI in general, you gotta think about AI as a technology. What you can do with AI is produce and target all these international markets, and have dedicated blogs, not blog posts, but dedicated blogs, right? These are all dedicated blogs in French, Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, all these ones with multiple blog posts targeting keywords in the local language. Because again, if you have a Shopify store, again, in Europe, most likely you're selling to all those countries, right? And the way in which you can capture more traffic is to have more blogs, more content, but in their own countries' languages. And oftentimes what happens is that with all these countries, with these non-English speaking countries, they're oftentimes underserved in terms of content, right? Oftentimes there's a lot of demand for content, a lot of demand for learning, but not enough supply, right? For example, again, if you have a gardening site, you have a gardening blog, I'm not sure, but most likely there's a ton of blogs, a ton of content on how to start your first garden in English. But I'm sure, or kind of sure, there's not that many blogs, quality blogs with, like I saw before, with images, videos, links, tables, all this, on how to start a blog in Italian or French, right? And one thing also is that you can tailor the content to the specific country, right? Because if you choose the French language, you want to make sure to choose France as a country, because the content that's going to be produced is not only going to be tailored to the language, but also to the country, right? Because France might have different laws or might have different soils than, for example, Italy or Portugal. For example, I live in Portugal. Portugal is a great country for farming, but maybe France or Italy, I guess those are also Mediterranean countries, but for example, Finland, it's a colder country. So the type of content the AI produces in terms of gardening for a blog in Portugal or Italy might be different than the type of content it produces for a blog in Finland, right? For example, you might be promoting different products, right? The products you promote on a blog that's Portuguese might not be the same that you promote on a blog in Finnish, right? Again, all these nuances are very, very important, right? And this is again what a lot of people are doing. They're targeting, they target all these international markets. They have multiple blogs running for all these countries, right? And all of them in their local language, ranking for terms in the local language. And actually, I'll give you an example right here. There's a couple of case studies here in the site, right? These guys right here, they're a fintech startup, right? And they're targeting and producing content in Portuguese. They're not a Portuguese company, but they operate in Portugal. So they're producing all this content in Portuguese, and they're actually ranking for it, because in Portugal, it's a shame to admit, but we are one of the countries with the lowest financial literacy in the world, or in Europe, I think. Very, very low. So that means, of course, that there's very few competition, and there's very little content on financial literacy, how to pay taxes, how to open a company, how to optimize for whatever, how to make money, right? There's not many content on that. So these guys are capitalizing on that and producing tailored content to the Portuguese market, taking into account the Portuguese laws, right? The Portuguese language, the Portuguese system. Again, it's not just a language, it's the country itself, the legislation, the laws, the culture, right? The AI is able to produce content, again, not just language-based, but also cultural-based. Super, super, super important. I cannot stress enough how this is important, right? Targeting the content, to the target country. Super, super, super important, right? And again, if you're able to produce and have all these blogs, right? Multiple blogs, these are five blogs, all producing like 100 or 10 blog posts every single week, you're going to dominate international markets, right? You're essentially going to dominate everything, right? Then here in the base, you can select the generation mode. Can be based on the description, can be based on keywords, can be based on titles, or can be based on keyword monitors. Like I said before, like keyword monitors, if you just go here, essentially you can put your site, put a language and target country, and you can have the content be generated based on all the keywords you find here, right? Now, what I said before, if you go here to Autoblogs, new Autoblog, and you can have as many automatic blogs generating and producing however many articles you want every single month, week, day, 12 or 6 hours. And if you do this, you can do this, right? 5 articles, right? Every single week, right? Monday through Friday, right? And you have, for example, blog or my brand blog in Portuguese, right? And you can have this blog, so this is your brand, right? And have a blog in Portuguese, right? Producing 5 articles, 3, 4, 5 every week. Then you also have another auto blog in Italian, right? Producing 5 blogs every single week. Then another one in Finnish, right? Targeting Finland, producing 5 blogs every single week. I think you get the point right here, right? You have this machine running in the back, producing language and cultural tailored content to all these countries, bringing in all these clients to your brand, right? Again, because if we expand on these individual articles, right? These will all have, as I said before, featured images, tables of contents, bullets, tables, quotes, internal links, in-article images, in-article videos. These are going to be articles that people actually want to read. These are going to be helpful pieces of media, pieces of content, right? Not just some generic AI content. These are going to be actually valuable pieces of content that people actually want to read and dive in and learn about and dive into your brand and actually buy your products, which is the end goal of this is having an ROI positive type of content, right? I know I spoke a lot, but hopefully this made sense, right? Again, you don't need to leverage this tool. You don't need to leverage Journalist AI. You can use ChatGPT or you can even write it yourself. But the thing is that, moving on to step 3 here, is how or why, actually it's 2.1, right? 2.1 is another step that I just added right now, which is why you should be leveraging AI. And think about this as a staircase, right? A staircase to success. Let's call success ROI positive. Let's call it money, right? Previously, without AI, you used to have to do all this manually. You used to have to do the keyword research, right? Like figure out what keywords you want to rank for. Then actually write the content, right? Then once you have your article written, figure out, okay, where am I going to add images inside of the article, right? Where? And then figure out, okay, where do I find these images? Same thing for videos. Same thing for internal links, external links. So all this took so much to do and go by over the steps one by one, right? Now with AI, and if you think about AI as a tool, this is a wrench, right? Think about AI as a tool you can leverage, you can skip ahead of the line, right? Because AI does keyword research for you, does content generation, does content publishing, content indexing, content syndication. So it does all this automatically for you, right? So again, don't need to use this. You use ChatGPT, right? But use, at least leverage AI and think about AI as a technology, right? And AI as a technology is not just present in marketing and SEO, it's present all throughout the world in every single industry. And the people that are able to leverage and use AI as a tool to increase the speed and output at which they do things are going to win, right? Because people stuck in the past, not wanting to leverage AI, not wanting to leverage this technology, won't be able to go as fast as you, right? If you leverage AI as a technology, in this case, in specific for SEO, you can skip ahead of the line, right? You can skip ahead of the line. It's so important. That's why I talk about this passionately, because it is the truth, right? It is the truth. If you leverage these tools, you're going to go and skip ahead, right? Little point right here, 2.1, but it's the stair analogy, right? Now, how do you actually leverage AI to automate 99.9% of the process, right? How do you actually have, right, the AI do the keyword research for you, right? And then based off of this keyword research, do the content generation, right? And then do the content publishing, because you don't want to go to a WordPress site or to a Wix blog and actually click publish. Why? I mean, if you have a technology that does all that for you automatically, you should do it, right? And then content indexing, right? You don't want to be going to Google Search Console and submitting your URL to Google and waiting for it to index and do all this one by one. It takes so much time, right? If I go here to my Search Console, if I were to do this manually, I'd have to go here, submit my URL right here, getting data from Google Index, and I have to click here, request indexing. This one is indexed already, but request indexing, wait, and then do this over and over again, right? It takes so much time. You shouldn't be doing this manually. You should be working on your business and focusing on how to increase sales. And the way in which you increase sales and make more money is by leveraging AI as a technology, right? And then social syndication, right? You should, once a post is published to your site, you should syndicate it to your brand's LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, right? And all this is done automatically. You can automate the whole process. And again, you use like Journalist AI because we've built it solely for this. Again, I know I'm promoting it a bit more right here, but it's the only tool in the market that is able to do all this for you, right? You can, again, connect the AI with your site, and your site can be anything you want, right? As I saw before, if you go here to integrations, you can connect the AI with your WordPress site, Shopify store, Ghost, Wix, Webflow, Blogger, or even Zapier or external API. You connect this with your site, right? You go here to keyword research, you add your site, and it works for any type of business, right? Add here, this is for the dog grooming niche, and select the keywords right here, and the AI does the keyword research for you, right? Then you can take these keywords and have the AI produce content for them, right? And then you can automatically have it published to your site with the auto blog feature, right? You can have it generate and publish all these articles to your site automatically. And then indexing, it also indexes the content for you automatically. Just go here to indexers, connect your Google Search Console, and as soon as an article lands on your site, it's going to be automatically submitted to Google for indexing. Just like I showed you before right here, but instead of doing this manually, it does it automatically for you, right? Then also, once an article is posted, automatically syndicating it to social media platforms, to your LinkedIn, to your Twitter, which is now called X, and to your Facebook. Again, you automate the whole process. It's, again, all about the stair analogy, and how fast can you do it, and can you do it faster than your competition, and can it be ROI based, right? Are you targeting the right keywords? Are you writing content that's written in an ROI positive manner? And are you leveraging AI to automate the process so you can go faster, do more stuff? Because again, if you're automating the whole process, you can focus on maybe customer support. You can focus on developing new products. You can focus on improving your own product, right? Again, AI is a technology is all about moving faster, moving better, right? And tools like this one, of course, help you do that, right? I'll leave a link for it in the description down below if you want to give it a go. If not, no worries. It also builds links automatically for you, by the way. I won't dive too deep into this right now, but if you want to build links automatically, also does that for you. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully this short 30-minute course was helpful. Again, I know I covered a lot. I know I spoke a bit too fast, but hopefully this is valuable. Let me know down below in the comments what you want to know more, if there's anything I missed. If you want to check some case studies of people actually leveraging AI to make money, just go to treasurejournalist.com/case studies. You'll find people actually making money with it. Sorry. Again, I'm speaking too fast, stumbling upon my words, but hopefully this is valuable. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave a link for this down below in the description. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.